Man, this whole time, bro, they made us fucking think Africa was such a poor country, bro. Such a place you wouldn't want to be at, bro. And speed is single-handedly changing my perspective on life. Like the music in Africa, the culture, everything, every single aspect of Africa just makes my insides feel so good, bro. And it makes me just want to leave America. Bro, I feel like America is the trap. America is the trap. The American dream is the trap. Everybody else is free, but not free from America. America's the problem, bro. America's the fucking problem. And I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Like, Speed, thank you, bro. Thank you. Alright, my bad, y'all. My bad. I said Africa was a country. I didn't mean to. Africa's a continent with many countries in it. I do realize that. My apologies. I was rushing. I was in my fields, and I had to go to work like minutes after. So I was just trying to get the video out. Again, thank you for all the wishes. Thank you for all the love and all the invites. Like, I really feel welcome. I truly do. There's a lot of people saying don't come, but then 70% of the people are saying come. And really, I just want to spread all awareness on all aspects in Africa, not just some parts. Like, if I'm coming, I'm going to multiple different countries, not just the good countries, not just, what are y'all saying, South Africa? I'm going to all east, north, west, and south. I'm going everywhere. So if y'all want to see that, I'm going to see it myself, so I'm going regardless. But I could stream it if y'all want to see that as well. Ashe.
Living in America is exhausting. You wake up tired. You go to work tired. You come home, barely surviving. Go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, come home, and you're still fucking broke. Every single month, rent's due. Rent is through the roof. Groceries are double what they used to be just 2 years ago. You go to the gas pump to fill up your car and it's like you paid another car note. Everything, and I mean everything, is up in price. But your paycheck, still the same. And once inflation gets done with it, it's probably even a little less. Yet somehow they keep telling us, just budget a little bit more. Just work a little bit harder. Like, I'm sorry, how many jobs do I need now? 4? 5? 7? That's not living. That's barely surviving.
What are we doing, America? What are we doing? What the fuck is this? We are living in a nation where right now the top headline in the nation is about a child taking a shot blast to the back to protect his friend, also a child, by laying on top of him and shielding his friend's body with his own. We live in a nation where we now expect children, grade school aged children, to do more to keep themselves and their friends safe than we expect out of the people we elect to office. You know, I used to want to get on here almost every single day and yell about whether we've lost our minds in America, but at this point, I think that part's a fucking given. Now I want to know, have we lost our actual fucking humanity? How are any of us? I don't give a fuck about how you feel about. I do not give a fuck how you feel about them. Love them, hate them, whatever the fuck. I don't care. But we're living in a world where school shootings have become an everyday fucking occurrence. And at some point, we have to say enough is enough. What the fuck is it gonna take? How the fuck are we not all out in the streets rioting right now? Our babies are being slaughtered. How the fuck have we not demanded better from our elected leaders? How the fuck is any asshole in Congress right now still sitting there with a job making 6 fucking figures a year if they have voted against keeping our babies safe time and time and time again? And this isn't even an issue of owners versus non-owners. Hell, I'm an active duty military spouse. My husband carries a for work. So like, this is not a me versus you issue. It's an us versus them. The folks at the top. Us versus them. Period. And public polling shows us even the overwhelming majority of owners support common sense reform. Even the majority of people who own support the idea that there should be background checks, support the idea that there should not be a show loophole anymore, support the idea that, hey, maybe we don't need 18-year-olds to be able to get their hands on fucking automatic or semi-automatic. So the majority of Americans support those reforms. The majority of owners support those reforms, but the majority of Congress does not, because the majority of Congress takes money from the lobby. And that is what it boils down to. They are allowing our children, our babies, little boys and little girls, they are allowing them to be slaughtered so that they can keep cashing campaign checks. And I don't understand how they are not being tarred and fucking feathered in the streets for it, because they deserve no fucking less than that.
I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation. I'm an American. I make $20-some an hour. A livable wage here is like 30-some. Yet I don't qualify for government assistance whatsoever. On the days I don't work, I'm so tired I just sleep all day. I'm an American. My electric bill is so expensive I sit outside in the heat because I can't afford to turn the AC on in the damn house. I'm an American, and I fear I'm just an average American. I'm living the American dream.
Has anybody else started to reach their breaking point or a boiling point? So this is starting to look like a country that I am no longer proud to have served. I've been working my entire adult life, and I have paid half or more than half back to the government in some way, shape, or form in taxes for the past 30 years. And if you don't believe me, look up everything that you have that is taxed. State income tax, federal income tax, property taxes, payroll taxes, Medicare taxes, Medicaid taxes, sales taxes. Everything is taxed. Everything. And we have a political apparatus where half of them say that if you don't keep us in power, we will steal from you so that we can import people that will. So shut up and go back to work. And another side of the aisle that is either in on it or is totally complete chicken shit and won't do anything about it and won't even try to actually represent the people that vote for them. Is anybody else getting to a point where we feel like we cannot vote our way out of this? Where does that leave us? Because nothing is going to happen about the fraud. Nothing. All of the fraud that Elon Musk and Doge exposed, the Republican Congress put it on the back burner and refused to fucking vote on it. Turned around to the American voter that put them in power and extended one of these. It doesn't matter what we do. This situation is completely freaking unsustainable. Totally and completely unsustainable. It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us. And we can send it to people in the European Union that look down their nose at the American worker and say, good little bitch, go back to work. It's putting us in a helpless situation, and I don't think the people in Washington living in that bubble realize the anger that is fuming outside of the borders of that city. And I am not interested in watching another fucking theatrical congressional hearing where a couple of ballsy Republicans bitch out a fucking corrupt leftist and then nothing happens. Accountability and a fucking tax strike is what needs to happen.
Living in America right now feels like a punishment. You wake up already behind, you go to work just to stay broke, and you watch the cost of everything rise while your paycheck doesn't move an inch. Groceries are a luxury, rent is robbery, healthcare is a joke, and somehow we're the ones blamed for not budgeting better. People are working 2-3 jobs and still choosing between food or gas. Families are crammed into apartments because buying a house became a fantasy. You can't afford to get sick. You can't afford to rest. You can't afford to exist. But they
I got laid off from my corporate job yesterday. And I think that this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now, and it needs to be shared because America is not doing well right now. We have a 94% prediction rate that the recession is going to come, but yet our frickin' administration hasn't even made the move to actually say that a recession is coming. And let's actually call it what it is, a depression. People can't afford groceries, they can't afford rent, they can't afford buying houses, they can't afford having babies, they can't afford having the kids in general if they already have them. We are not in a good spot, y'all. I know that I'm just a number in a company, but I thought I was okay. You're going to think that you're okay because you've worked there for so long or you have the right experience. Like, you guys, I have an undergraduate in marketing, a master's in business, 6 years of paid social media experience, both on a strategist and manager level. I have done people management for at least 3 years. I'm a senior level in my career. And yet, when I was hired to do a senior level role, I was forced into entry level positions. I was doing entry-level work as a senior-level strategist, all while at the same time being asked to reduce my workload with AI, and our team was having layoffs every 3 months. I should have seen it coming. I really should have. But the thing is that it was not something that I saw coming, because the day before that they laid me off, I was literally talking coverage plans with another employee who was going on leave for months. How am I supposed to sit there and not think that I'm safe in that moment? I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that we live in a world like this where my manager wasn't even the one that fired me, by the way, or laid me off. It was frickin' HR, and they read off a script, but my whole team got laid off. And this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now. My partner is a first responder, so I'm very lucky for the fact that I can be leaning on him for support right now, because luckily his job is secure, thanks to the fact that number one, his job is essential, and number two, he has a union behind him. What I will never understand is why corporate agencies have not unionized. We're not allowed, right? We're not allowed. That's part of it. We'll get fired because at least in this corporate world, they're always going to side on the side of business because that's what's making the government money. This world right now is not supporting people. It is supporting business. You are just a number, unfortunately. So please prepare yourself for shit like this. I wish I would have. I wish I'd been applying to other jobs months ago. I just was so dumb to not realize the signs. I want to talk about it. I think people need to talk about it. I think we need to make this more public. We all saw the jobs report. It was awful. Getting laid off on the day that the jobs report goes out, and it's 22,000 instead of 75,000 new jobs. You know how discouraging that is? If you know of anything in the marketing space, let me know. Use my comments as a way in which to maybe trauma dump. I don't care, vent. I'm here for you guys. I can't believe this. And I'm really sorry if you're going through this too. Here for you.
I'm not happy in America. I'm depressed in America. I want to go back to my country. But my family prefer I die in America instead of coming back to my country. Because I'm their only source of income. You get to the point now. That is what a student that came to America to study called me yesterday to complain about. You see, it's not as if there is no life in America. But most of you, when you come to America with your ancestral problem. A problem that your great forefathers could not solve. Now they put it in your head, as small as you are, for you to solve it. How are you going to be happy? How are you going to have life of your own? You are working all your life to solve this problem that your great forefathers could not solve. You get to the point now. I tell people, the earlier you realize that the people you are killing yourself to help don't even care about your mental well-being. They don't even care about you. Listen, work on yourself. When you succeed, you will have more to give. But when you fail, the person you are trying to help will still find a way of helping himself. You get to the point now. When you come to America, seek ye the American dream first, and every other things shall be added unto you. Stop killing yourself to solve a problem you did not create. Work on yourself. You get to the point now. Work on yourself. When you succeed, you have more to give. When you succeed, you give humanity more. But when you fail, the people you are killing yourself to help will still find a way to move forward without you. There is life here. But some of you come to America. You are in America, but your spirit, your soul is living in somewhere else. Working anti-clockwise to take care of people that don't even check up on you, that don't even care if you are living or you are dead. To take care of people that prefer you die here instead of going to a place you find happiness because you are their only source of income. You get to the point now. Work on yourself. There is life in America. America is so beautiful. I'm telling you, I used to have this mentality until I work on myself to see the beauty of this great country. There's life here. America is so beautiful.
We are living in a retirement nightmare right now with so many people facing homelessness. You know, when I grew up, seeing your parents, and then for me, working decades, you think retirement is a time of peace and quiet. You're rewarded for all your hard work. And for so many, it has become a complete nightmare. It's not like that anymore, unfortunately. There are so many people right now that are one rent, one medical bill, and one bad month of being homeless out on the streets. That's very sad, but that unfortunately is the reality that we are living in right now. I grew up believing that after working really hard for years and everything would be fine. You know, you're putting into your 401k. You know, if you're fortunate enough to have a 401k, I worked for only one company that had a 401k, so I really didn't have a whole lot in a 401k. I was fortunate enough to have a pension, not a large one by any means, but I just saved for my retirement. That's what I had to do. So that's what we're thinking, that everything was great. You know, a lot of people get that when you retire, people are taking all these beautiful vacations and they're walking through the sand on a beach with their margaritas. For the most part, most people aren't doing that. Most people wish they could do that, but most people are not doing that. And so many people right now are having a hard time with the housing costs, the groceries, the insurance. We're being taxed to death. So you're going to see people that are not always going to tell you how bad they're struggling. I get it. They're proud. I get that. They're embarrassed as to where they're at in life. They're going to feel like they failed. They didn't do enough to prepare themselves. I didn't always do enough to prepare myself. But you're going to find people sleeping in cars. You're going to find people staying with other family members or going from place to place. Can you imagine being in your 60s and 70s and you're not sure if you're going to have a home to go home to next month? I can't imagine that. I am very blessed that I have a home, and maybe I bought at the right time. I don't know, but it's affordable. I feel thankful that I'm where I'm at, but I feel so bad for some of these people that are one rent away from losing everything. I get that. But I've never been in their shoes. So, but I don't want people to blame themselves because it's not your fault. The system isn't built to protect us in today's world. It's just not.
Support the country you live in, or go live in the country that you support. There's nothing that's more true than this statement. As an immigrant, I find it ridiculous to see the amount of American people hating on their own country. But worse than this is the fact that they refuse to leave, and they also hate it, but they take advantage of everything that America has to offer them. It's easy to support Islam when you don't live in a Muslim country where Sharia law is in place, right? It's easy to complain about capitalism when you have a supermarket available every mile around you where you can go and buy food, and you don't have to stand hours and hours in line for a piece of bread or a bucket of water, like it is in so many countries where socialism is in place. And if the United States has been falling in the last years, it is because of people like you who support a government that lies straight to your face, a government that creates this fake narrative that everyone is equal while destroying prosperity. I'll tell you this, people have always wanted to immigrate to the United States for a reason. And it's not because we are a white supremacist country, not because we're racist. This I can guarantee you. It's because we've always taken the word freedom very seriously. It seems to me that it's getting lost. And once that concept of freedom gets lost, that's when we're going to start having lives that look exactly like these countries that I just mentioned here. And unfortunately, it's going to be too late for these people to realize how good they had it here while they had freedom. Now that they don't have it anymore, they're going to cry about it. Now, if you don't agree with me and you think I'm just spitting a lot of BS, please DM me if you hate America, and I will buy your tickets, a one-way ticket to whichever country you want, the ones that you support, right? These countries that have Sharia law, these countries that are communist, these countries, okay? DM me and I will pay for your ticket, but you cannot come back here.
Y'all know that the average American doesn't have any money left over, if but maybe $200 or $300 left after they get paid every 2 weeks or every month. Did y'all know that? I'm sorry, but that I literally feel like drive me to voluntary homelessness. I would volunteer to be homeless. There's no way they'd have me out here working for anybody and I can't live life after I pay bills. Y'all can have these bills back. Take the car, take the crib. You can have it. Listen, I'm going to be homeless on the streets before I dare. Because, see, the way I'm set up, my Father which art in heaven would never have that be my portion. That's not my portion. There's no way that paying bills and not having any money left over to really exist, that's not my portion. That's not my portion. And I feel like if that doesn't motivate you and inspire you to get out here and go make some money, make more money. See, the problem with us nowadays is not that we don't know how to make money. It's just that we need to make more money. Find ways to make more money. Stop making excuses. You need to be trying to be the president of the United States before you stop trying to find a new job. Listen, if you got to switch jobs every single 2 weeks, then that's what you got to do. May the best salary win. Thank you.
To me, the only logical response to the government canceling SNAP benefits is for Americans to cancel the holiday season. Close the wallets. Close the wallets. You don't need to buy a turkey. You've had turkeys for the last how many years? You're good to skip a year. Black Friday hasn't Black Friday and I don't know how long. The deals suck. You don't need a new flat screen. You already got one from last year. Your kids have tablets. They have toys. They have electronics. They'll be good to miss out on 1 year. They'll be okay. Close the wallets. Cot boy. You know? We should be spending any money then. It makes no sense for, in response to the government taking food off people's tables, for us to then open our wallets and continue the economy as if nothing is wrong. It's time for a cop boy of the holiday season. The time of year where corporations make the most money. Yeah, shut it down. Close the wallets.
Okay, part 2. Disadvantage of living in America.
Number one is cost of living. Cost of living is very high. House rent high. I know we earn a lot here. We earn in dollars and all that, but it's high. You might be earning $3,000 in 2 weeks, or $1,000 in 2 weeks. Your house rent might be $2,000, or your house rent in a month might be $4,000. It depends on where you want to live, but cost of living is high. Food is expensive, and they're not good food. Let's not even go there. Okay, cost of living is high. Everything is high here. Transportation, Uber. Don't even go to Uber. Don't use Uber when you come to USA. Don't ever use bus. It's high. It's expensive. It's very expensive. Okay, number two. Number two disadvantage is healthcare is expensive too. The cost of healthcare is high. You go to the hospital for one thing, maybe for checkup. In fact, before you even go to the hospital, you need to make a reservation. It's not like Nigeria where you can just walk into a hospital like that. If you walk into a hospital, they will charge you for emergency. Hey, and you don't want to know the emergency price, my dear. It's high. If you go to the pharmacy, CVS, or anywhere to buy drugs, high. Okay, so number three disadvantage is social issue. Okay, so I mentioned this in my previous video, but somebody was attacking me. I mean it. Nobody send anybody papa for here. They don't care. Even blacks, even your fellow black, they don't care. See, we care for ourselves so much in Africa or in Nigeria more than this country. I promise you, in the USA, I no go talk too much on this one. Nobody send you. If you like, they die for your apartment. They go to see a movie, they shout. They don't go come. Oh, nobody go come for your rescue. Okay, so number four. What is number four? Number four is the fact that food is not real here. I know the way we eat organic in Nigeria, chicken, organic. In fact, the chicken say we rear for house. They're not organic food here. Okay, some are organic, but the ones that are organic very expensive, and then the ones that are not organic are cheap because they're not good food. That's why everybody is sick here. I will not say too much on that one. Then number five disadvantage is the weather. Oh my god, it's good if you get used to it, but if you're just coming winter, as I'm speaking to you, the weather here, I'm so cold. I know in Nigeria we don't have, we have a Harmattan. I
got a letter recently that my property taxes are going to go up $600 a year from now on. I got a letter that my homeowner's insurance is going up $60 a month. My propane company sent me a letter that my propane is going to double this year. They just came and filled up my tank. It was $1,000. That's crazy. Also, as a entrepreneur and business owner, I get my health insurance through the marketplace. So you have the Affordable Care Act. I pay $45 a month. They just informed me that if this bill passes and I lose my tax credit, I'm going to go from $45 a month to $660 a month for health insurance. I need to buy a new car and I can't because the cars have gotten more expensive and the interest rates have gotten so much more expensive. I can't find a reliable car that has the same monthly payment of $450 a month that I've been paying now for a new car. Not necessarily new, but new to me. Groceries are insane, and it feels like every day I get a new email from another subscription that I have, whether it's Netflix, my website subscription, everything's increasing in price. And I sit pretty much every day stressed about money, and yet I know that there are so many people in this country that are way worse off than me, and they're not making it, y'all. They're not making it. What hurts me the most is that there are so many women, especially, that just cannot afford to leave abusive homes, and they have to stay in it because of this economy. So are we great again, America? Like, is this what you voted for? Meanwhile, they all sit there in DC, not feeling any of these pressures, not doing anything about it, not giving a shit about the American people. I have been extremely poor, and I have been extremely wealthy. And I know from firsthand experience that the wealthy people don't notice it. And most people are pretty self-absorbed and aren't thinking about other people anyway. So we got to talk about this more. We got to raise hell. We have to let DC know that this is not acceptable. Regardless of your party, We have got to help each other.